Every baseball season, we have our pennant races, all-star nods, and Rookie of the Year awards. But the 2024 season brings us an interesting award that has never been given away in the history of MLB. In one of the most random baseball occurrences, we have three talented rookies, all named Jackson. This year, Jackson Merrill, Jackson Holliday, and Jackson Chourio made their major league debuts, and it makes me wonder, just who is the Jackson of the Year? They have all demonstrated exceptional skills and determination, but with Paul Skeens and Colton Cowser being the top two in discussion for Rookie of the Year, who will win the title of Jackson of the Year? Will it be Merrill, who has been a rock for the Padres and is just behind Skeens in the NL Rookie of the Year race? Or Holliday, who is the Orioles sensation with unmatched bat speed and raw power? Or could it be Chourio, representing the Brewers with his exceptional speed and dynamic defense? I know some of you guys already have your favorite Jackson. And I'll let you know my pick at the end of the video. But for now, follow along as we track their journeys and find out who will finally be crowned the Jackson of the Year. Jackson Merrill. The San Diego Padres selected Merrill to be a part of their opening day roster to begin the 2024 season. As the 27th overall pick in 2021, there wasn't a ton of buzz surrounding Merrill's debut. But maybe that lack of hype and exposure played into Merrill's performance so far this season, because he has been rock solid for the Padres. First of all, San Diego had enough confidence in Jackson to move him to the outfield after spending much of his career at shortstop. Shortstops are known for being the most athletic players on the diamond, but starting a rookie in a new position, how would that pan out? For Merrill, it has been a walk in the park. He's sitting at a fielding percentage of .991 over 1,004 innings with only 3 errors to his name. And he has been making easy work out of some of the toughest balls to catch.
Jolted to left center. This will stay in the yard. Merrill dives onto the warning track. Makes the catch in left center. That's Jackson Merrill. Nice. Popped up and Bogart's backpedaling. Still going. And he flips it to Merrill, who makes the catch. From Bogarts to Merrill for out number 1.
Heading into the All-Star break, Merrill's performance at the plate was as solid as his work in the outfield. He was hitting .288 with 12 home runs, 46 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, and an OPS of .774. His first big league homer came just 18 days before his 21st birthday.
To share this experience with each other because they are best friends.
Merrill was proving quite the asset for the Padres. So much so that he was chosen to be part of the National League All-Star team. Now, this was a feat in and of itself. At 21 years old, Jackson Merrill claimed the title of the youngest Padre to ever play in an All-Star game and is the first Padre rookie to be selected as an All-Star. And since then, Merrill has been riding the wave he created for himself as San Diego sits second in the NL West behind the Dodgers. Since his All-Star debut, Jackson is hitting .344 with 13 RBIs and 3 homers, one of which was a walk-off against the A's, making him, yet again, the youngest player with a multi-homer game that included a walk-off.
For Jackson Merrill. High drive, right field, towards a Petco porch, down the line, and gone! Second straight day, the Padres have walked it off! This time, it's the kid, Jackson Merrill, second home run of the day.
Up until very recently, it seemed like Paul Skeens was a lock for the NL Rookie of the Year award this season. But since the All-Star break, a lot has changed for Jackson Merrill. Coming into August, he was at plus 1,500 for winning Rookie of the Year honors according to Vegas betting odds. A week later, he jumped to plus 500, then plus 250, and now sits at a plus 125 underdog. Skeens has made quite the name for himself, and the shining of his star power may be the only thing keeping Merrill from taking home Rookie of the Year. But can he take home the title of Jackson of the Year? Jackson Holliday. Easily the most well-known Jackson of the Year candidate, Jackson Holliday, has had a, let's just say, interesting season to say the least. Despite being the number 1 pick in 2022 and among the most highly praised rookies in baseball, Holliday did not succeed in breaking the Orioles' opening day roster. Before jumping to the stage in the majors, the Orioles wanted to give him more time to grow in the minor league, mainly to see more at-bats against lefties. Holliday began the season with Norfolk in the AAA, where after 10 games, he was hitting .333, leaving baseball fans counting the days before the O's would call him up. They wouldn't have to wait long because on April 10th, Jackson Holliday would make his much-awaited debut in the majors. And I think you guys know where the story goes from here.
Holliday cut down at a fastball. And down he goes here, and again.
Here's the payoff. And Holliday strikes out.
Sadly, the move to the majors ended up being quite difficult. He went 2 for 34 in 10 games, hitting just .059 with 18 strikeouts. It was bad. There's really no other way to put it. For Holliday, the weight of the great expectations people had on him, combined with the strict evaluation that came with being one of the best candidates, proved overwhelming, and the O's optioned him back to Norfolk on April 26th. Over the next few months in AAA, Jackson was still showing promise. From April to July, he hit .295, decreased his strikeout rate, and showed his power consistently. Apparently, Holliday discovered the arcade game Golden Tee back in Norfolk, and that somehow helped him refocus. His 3-hit, 2-steal game on July 14th, followed by a multi-homer game on July 19th, had the Orioles reassessing the #1 pick's place in their organization. Now, loaded with honed-in skills and fresh self-confidence, the O's were once again ready to give Holliday a crack in the majors on July 31st. And again, I think you guys know where the story goes from here.
Holliday drills in, right field, down the line, grand slam!
Holliday's first game back would set the tone for his resurgence in Baltimore. He is performing as everyone had hoped he would back in April. The kid has been on absolute fire. In his first 15 games back, Jackson has been hitting around .300 with 5 home runs and more than 10 RBIs. Not to mention becoming the youngest player in AL history to hit home runs in 3 consecutive games, and the youngest Oriole to homer 5 times in 10 games. Holliday has found his sweet spot with a mix of bat speed, solid contact, and his eye at the plate. And adding him alongside another young star, Gunnar Henderson, to the O's middle infield might be what they need to overtake the Yankees in the AL East. Jackson has come back strong, but those early struggles in April really put him out of contention for the Rookie of the Year award. With young guns like Colton Cowser, Wyatt Langford, and Luis Gil in the mix, it's tough for Holliday to stand a chance. But similar to Paul Skeens, fans have fallen in love with Jackson Holliday despite those missteps early on. So, do you think he's still in the running for Jackson of the Year? Jackson Chourio. With the biggest contract given to a player who had never stepped foot in the majors, expectations for Jackson Chourio at the start of the 2024 season were sky high. Right from the beginning, Chourio's presence in the lineup added a much-needed spark for the Brewers. His speed, defense, and ability to make solid contact were exactly what the team needed, especially with their sights set on a playoff push. Chourio hit his first big league homer on April 3rd off of Minnesota's Daniel Duarte.
Chourio, deep right center. Back it goes and gone! First big league homer for Jackson Chourio.
Sadly, Chourio's first few months weren't anything to write home about. He recorded an on-base percentage around .250 and was only hitting .210 at the start of June. The following month, though, Jackson locked in and ended up hitting .300, which was a sign of things to come after the All-Star break. On August 8th, Chourio made history when he became the youngest player in Brewers history at 20 years old to have a multi-homer game, breaking the previous record held by the legendary Hank Aaron since 1955. And he has really been on a roll ever since, hitting an impressive .350 with 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, 6 steals, and an on-base percentage of .450. Similar to Holliday, there was a lot of buzz around Jackson Chourio to start the 2024 season. And although he wasn't bad, he has really come into his own since the All-Star break. And with the Brewers having a lock on the NL Central, it'll be exciting to see if Chourio rides this momentum into the postseason. At this point, Chourio is a plus 3,000 underdog to win NL Rookie of the Year, but who knows? If Skeens and Merrill run ice cold over the next couple of months and Chourio stays locked in, anything is possible. But again, we're here to decide if Chourio is the Jackson of the Year. 3 Jacksons, 3 future stars, each with their own unique combination of skills and abilities, who have all had their moments during their debut season. Merrill has become a staple for Padres fans. Holliday's demise and rise have been the stuff of baseball folklore, and Chourio has shown he's taking no prisoners. As far as I'm concerned, the Jackson of the Year award has to go to Jackson Merrill. While Holliday and Chourio have been outstanding during the second half of the season, Merrill has been an absolute unit for the Padres all season. His bat, his fielding, his consistency has all been on display since day one. But that's just my opinion. It's up to you guys. Who do you think is the Jackson of the year? Let me know in the comments. And if you want a deep dive into Jackson Holliday's resurgence, check out this video right here. Do me a favor too. Hit that subscribe button for your old pal here at Baseball Buzz.